it is always very good first date etiquette to make sure that you take your date some sort of gift. For the guys, you could take a chocolate, you could take a flowers. Men, never go on a date empty-handed, please. Hi, ladies. Welcome back. So now I'm going to be talking about how to prepare for a date. You know, when you've made that date with the guy and he's invited you out to that lovely dinner and you're sitting there thinking, what am I going to wear? What am I going to do? How am I going to behave? Okay, if you've asked yourself those questions, keep watching because we're going to cover all that on in this video. Okay. Spoiler alert, it's not really a spoiler alert. They're cutting down trees in my house. So excuse it if you can hear any humming sounds, okay, during the video. They're cutting down trees. Right, let's get into it. First of all, part of preparing for a date is to actually prepare yourself, right? So make sure that you've done all your underarms, make sure you've done your eyebrows, make sure you've exfoliated your skin. If possible, go for a nice massage, because the whole idea is that you want to be feeling as comfortable as possible during the date. So make sure you get your nails done. I mean, some people have long nails. I always have short nails most of the time. So if I was going to prepare for a date, even though I've already got somebody, but we're just playing imagination here. If I was going to prepare for a date, I'd make sure that I go and have a nice pedicure. I might want to put some gloss on it, or maybe some red nail varnish or some nude nail varnish, something like that. I'd make sure that I get my eyebrows threaded. I'd make sure that, any facial hairs are taken away. My body's exfoliated, and then I'll just take time to do my hair as well, get a pedicure done. And what it is you're giving yourself some self-love. When you give yourself some self-love before a date, you go to that date feeling amazing, feeling well looked after, and then you're going to be chilled and you're going to be even more relaxed for your date. I always think it's not a good idea to go for a date straight from work, because you're going to be carrying the stress of work with you. So I always think that you should give yourself at least 2 hours pamper time to pamper yourself, feel great about yourself before you go for a date. Tip for the guys, please, 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 remove your hair from your ears, hair from your nose, get a nice haircut, get your nice, do they call them edges, when the guys have that nice contoured edge, nice haircut. Please don't go to the date wearing a t-shirt. Have a good shower, get yourself some nice cologne, get yourself nice deodorant. Just turn up like Prince Charming when you're going for that date with a girl. And you ladies, turn up like the well looked after queen that you are, okay? So that's self-preparation. What else did I write on my note? I also said it's good to do maybe a little bit of a workout or a little bit of yoga to kind of make yourself feel like, when you've exercised, you tend to feel trim and you just feel, supple. When you've done a bit of exercise, you don't feel heavy, okay? And then just relax, okay? That's the first stage. Pamper yourself before you go for the date. The second thing you need to do to prepare for your date is to think in your mind what you're going to talk about during the date. And if you don't have any ideas of what you're going to talk about during the date, you can watch my video about how to start conversations on your first date. I might put it here in the end card, or I might put a link to it in the description. Okay, I need to slow down. Okay, so prepare yourself some conversation starters. It could be things like I said in the other video, but over here I'll give you some more new tips. It could be things like, what are the things on your bucket list? You can ask somebody that during the date. Do you have a bucket list? What's on your bucket list? What are you looking forward to doing in the next 4 years or in the next 5 years? You could ask past questions like, what are the most amazing things that you did in the last 5 years, or what are your 1 or 2 biggest achievements in the last 5 years, or what are you looking to achieve in the next year? That will give you at least 20 to 30 minutes of conversation, I would say, as long as you probe a bit further. You could talk about things like, what are your favorite movies? What are your favorite musicians or books? What are your favorite foods? You can ask about that. So those are questions that you can prepare. Yeah, so just what is your favorite concert? What is your favorite musician? So the second part of preparing for a date is to prepare your conversation starters. Okay, some people will tell you to write them down, but it's kind of going to be awkward if you like come out on a date with a piece of paper saying, what are your favorite hobbies? What is your favorite film? So you don't need a list. Just have this as 5 good questions that I can ask anybody that I've just met to start a conversation. So write those 5 questions down, and you can run those questions by everybody when you meet them the first time. So the other most important thing is, what am I gonna wear? 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 Yeah, to the date. Am I gonna wear my high heels? Or am I gonna wear my Chanel bag? Or am I gonna wear my River Island bag? Am I gonna wear green? Or am I gonna wear red? Am I gonna wear something that shows off a little bit of cleavage? I think this is okay for cleavage, right? You don't want anything that's lower than this. You want to keep it just about here, no more. And if you're showing a little bit of cleavage, then don't show too much legs. Don't show too much hands. So choose which body area that you are most proud of, and that's the body area that you should showcase. So as they always say, showcase your best assets in a sexy but classy way. Okay, I personally am not a fan of wearing club dresses on dates. A dress like this that I'm wearing today is just a body hugging dress. It's very simple. It has a fish taily thing at the bottom. It flares out and it's up to my knees and flares out to just about an inch below my knee. Something like that would be good. But I'll put some pictures of nice date ideas. If you don't mind showing your hands, I'll put some pictures of things that you can wear. But just put on clothes that are gonna match the date. So if you're going for a date at the theater, put on a nice smart casual dress. If you're going for a date in a restaurant, you can put on another nice evening dress like the little black dress. If you're going for a walk in the park, that's not the time to wear your high heels. That'd be time to wear a nice pair of slacks with some nice trainer shoes so that you're comfortable walking around. If it's taking you on a date on a yacht, for example, that'd be a time to wear like a navy blue dress, just something appropriate. Again, low heels like pumps and a little hat. If you're going on a date when it's a sunny day, of course, you're going to be wearing a sunny evening dress or a sunny day dress. If you're going to go on a date when it's wet, make sure you have your umbrella. Make sure you wear your waterproof boots, so just be aware of the weather, be aware of the place, be aware of the time. And if you're not sure and you know the name of where you're going, you can actually Google them and ask them what the dress code is. Okay, but always wear what makes you feel good. Don't wear anything just because it's in fashion or it's a trend. Wear what makes you feel good. And let me tell you, ladies, what makes you feel good today may not make you feel good tomorrow. Because a dress might make you like, this dress makes me feel good today, but if I'm premenstrual and I'm bloated, then this dress will not make me feel good because my stomach will be a bit more bloaty. So I might want to wear something a bit more flowy for a date on that day. So just make sure, my notes that I put here was, if you're going to a high-class restaurant or similar fancy place, put on something elegant like a nice dress or good-looking suit. If you're spending time in a relaxed environment, then put something, a little bit more casual. But no matter what you wear, I just said, do not restrict yourself to something that is going to be too tight. Do not restrict yourself to shoes that are painful. Do not restrict yourself to anything that you're not confident in. Nothing looks better than being confident. Nothing looks better than being comfortable, and nothing looks better than being self-assured in what you're wearing. So make sure you're comfortable in what you're wearing, and if you're comfortable, your date is going to be comfortable too. So just put on nice clothes to match the occasion. And two more items that I put there. Make sure, of course, that your clothes are clean, but if you're taking your car, make sure your car is clean. Gentlemen, I remember one time I went on a date with a man many years ago. He had a very dirty car. His car had all the old packets of crisps and, cigarettes and everything inside the car. That is a no-no. For the men, if you're going to take a woman out on a date, make sure your car is clean. Make sure you've given it a valet or you wash it, vacuum inside. There's nothing worse than turning up on a date in a dirty car, because if you have a dirty car, chances are you're going to have a dirty apartment, and if you have a dirty apartment, chances are you have a dirty mind, and if you have a dirty mind, chances are you're a dirty person, and that's just not a good way to present yourself to a potential date, and that's just not a good way to live. And I'm not being judgmental, I'm just telling you that they always say that, an untidy place equals an untidy mind. And we are trying to improve ourselves. This channel is about empowerment. As you can see, this channel is about self-empowerment. And part of being clean, organized, and all that is self-empowering to you. So make sure that you are looking as clean as you can, and that your car is as clean as you can. If you're taking public transport, especially for the ladies, make sure you have a nice jacket. Make sure you have comfortable shoes if you're taking public transport. If you're taking Uber, make sure there's the safety things that you have to put in place. Make sure that if you're meeting a guy for the first time, you have seen his ID. This is very important for safety. Make sure that you have seen his ID. Even if possible, take a copy of his driver's license, Google him to make sure he's not a criminal, and then let him know that let your flatmate or your friends or your cousin, let him know that you've given your friends his details, because you want to make sure that you're safe. If you meet a gentleman, no gentleman would mind giving you his details to make sure that he makes you feel safe. In this day and age that we live in, it would be seen as normal for you to ask for ID so that you can be sure that you're going to be safe on the date. Okay, so that's one tip. The final tip: it is always very good first date etiquette to make sure that you take your date some sort of gift. For the guys, you could take a chocolate, you could take a flowers. Men, never go on a date empty-handed, please. And ladies, you can just write a handwritten note. Thanks for inviting me for this date. And I'm just saying in advance that I really appreciate it. Handwritten note in a nice perfumed envelope, and give that to him when you get there. It's just a nice little touch. Make sure it's handwritten, just to say, oh, look, here's a note I made for you, just to thank you for the date. And men would really appreciate that. So I wrote in my notes, pick up a small gift for your date as a pleasant surprise. The point of your gift is basically you're just showing the person that you care about the date. You care about the fact that they're taking time out of their busy day to come and sit with you. And if the guy is paying for the date, you're just trying to show that you appreciate the fact that he's paying for the date. And that's, you're pleased to be there. Okay. I personally like to give my gifts at the end of the date, but some people give their gifts at the beginning of the date. So that's how to prepare for a date. I think that if you do these things that I've told you before you go for a date, I have a very strong feeling that you're going to have a very wonderful date and you're going to make a very good impression. So there you go. Have a good date and speak to you later. Bye.